Hi guys, it's me Karen. Welcome to my channel. Today is kind of a little different from most of my videos. This one is a answering questions video. So you're going to see a whole bunch of books in front of you. I've been asked a lot how I choose my colors and how I go about coloring a page. So I thought I would cover some of those give you a rounded area of how I do it and give you kind of some steps. Now the first thing I do when I look at a page, so if we just take a book here, I've got some on the side here that I can show you examples of, so we'll get those closed. Say we look at a page in here. Let me get one that has a centerpiece in it. Okay, so we're looking at this page. Now the first thing I do is try to find a focal point on the page. This one is a box. Obviously this box is going to be one color. You have to make up your mind what color this box is going to be. Now me, it's wood grain, so I'd make this a brown box. That is one color. I limit myself to a palette of say 4 colors, 3 to 4 colors in a page. So that's number one thing I do. But at first I find a focal point. This one's a brown box. Obviously we have leaves, so we bring in a green. So that's 2 colors. We have flowers. You can pick a color for the flowers. Usually if you're looking out in nature, you can have red flowers, blue flowers, green flowers, pink flowers, yellow flowers. So, you just pick a color. If you see this one here in yellow, then that would be a yellow color. But you can remember that yellow is a primary color. Brown is not. Green is-ish. It's blue and yellow mixed together. So if you keep that in mind, the yellow flower can also have a blue in here, and the blue and the yellow will make the green. So kind of making that is all your leaves are going to be green. The yellow will complement your green and would also complement the blue. And yellow will also complement the brown. So depending on if you want it all cohesively and complementary, you can stick with those colors. And that would give you your 4 colors: brown, yellow, green, and blue. You can throw in a red if you would like. You have the brown, the yellow, the green, and the blue. That gives you 4 colors. So if you want to throw in a red, you can throw in a red if you need a flower. Excuse me. Say like these are going to be blue, you'd need some blue flowers down here because we want to bring a 3-point or 3 area of one color in here also. That is one of my next steps that I do. So I pick my colors. If I'm going to do a red, I'm going to do a deep red that's going to complement the brown. I'm going to keep my greens in different shades of green. It's one color green, but you can do a dark green, a light green, a olive green. You can mix the greens up, but they are all cohesively green. The brown is going to be lots of shades of brown, but it's also going to have some yellow tones in it, making that your yellow flower here. You can also put red tones into your yellow flower, giving you the option to put red in a red flower over here. So I mix it up that way. Now I have done, let me see, I've got a picture here. Just all one color. This is like 6 different pencils or 10 different pencils, but it's all blue. So this gives me a practice kind of in the different shades. Like these leaves aren't the same color as these leaves or these leaves. They're different shades of one color. The blue flowers are done the same, but even these leaves are done different than the other ones. There's also distress ink in here. But this is all blue palette and nothing really looks the same. You have dimension done in different angles, and I practiced that a couple of times in this book. I've got a total brown page also. Now there's a teeny hint of a light pink in here, which blends into the brown. The brown also has some yellow blended into it. So there are different shades that can go with the brown to make it still brown family, but give it highlights. There's also Posca white on it. But I've done a couple of those kind of pages. This page has got the 4 group: green, purple, reddish, blue. So depending on how red you want your red or how light you want your red, you can make this pink. How purple you want your purple, you can make this lavender, you can make this dark purple. We have a green that is shaded in, like, I think this is done in Graphitint. This is C.L. Aldridge, her page. I think it's one of her mandala pages that I did in Graphitints. So we have the blue here, which is faded down from light blue to dark blue, and then a pink out here. So always keeping the colors kind of going out. So you're bringing the pink out here. You've got the colors that are coherent or nicely colored together, complement each other. Pink to purple, the purple to the blue actually, and the green to the blue. You could do this in any pattern that you like, but you want to try to keep your complementary colors a little closer if you want it to look cohesive like that. This one is done in 2 tones of brown and the wood, and some brown in the birds, and pink and red. Pink and red are about the same color. You just add a little white to the red. And we got, brown here and a little tiny touch of black. So that only has 3 colors on it. White is not considered a color, it's a shade. This one is also done in pink, brown, and gray or black, if you want to put it in that. And then, of course, there's a bunch of shiny stickles on it, but also just done in the same colors. So just by changing up the tone of the pink or adding more brown or yellow to it, you get a different effect. These have both of the same exact colors on them. Same Distress inks. It's just darker on one page, lighter on the other. This one here is also done with a very limited palette. So we have the black, which is also not a color, it's a shade. We have the brown, and we have blue with white. This is gray, which is a tone of the black. That's why it works there. We've got the black in 4 sections here. You got the birds, you've got her eyes, and you've got the dark color around the edges. It's got some black in it, so it draws the black kind of outward, and the blue comes inward, making that work. White kind of brings it all together. This one also limited palette, pink, brown, green with blue. That's it. Skin tone. Well, I always give myself a skin tone if there's going to be a person in it. So the colors I'm picking are what goes with the skin tone. And again, this is your focal point is her. And then her accents, hair, and the flowers, and her outfit. Background is just candy. You don't need it, but it's there. Again, here we've got the brown for her hair, the bird, pink for her outfit, and then of course the skin colors, and a hint of blue. Her eyes, a hint of blue in the grays. So we brought one, and then we bring it down for both of these guys. And you have a little bit blue in the background. You've got the pink that's here, pink tones in her cheeks, pink tones in the birdie cheeks. So it all works. Sliding all over the place. Here, if you want to count the colors, we've got the blue, the red, the green with blue in it, and the brown. That's it. Then if you get into a little more, I don't know, ornate page, I guess is what you call it, something bigger with a lot more details. Again, counting the colors, we have brown, red, green, brown, red, green, and blue with a little hint of yellow. The yellow's in the wood, yellow's in the bee, yellow's in the little brown areas up in here, and then it's just blue, green, and red in different values. So we've got a lighter, say, green here than on the frog. Add a little brown with the green and you get a pear. So still staying with those colors. And then in here we wanted to bring red on every shelf and green on every shelf and blue on every shelf. So you have the color going in a set of 3 or a set of 4. But see how it zigzags here? So we've got our frog and our plant. We've got the cups and the pot holders and the leaves in the green. If you put them in a straight line, it's not bringing your eye over to the other area. You're looking at diagonal or horizontal lines in the same color. So you want to mix it and kind of give it either a zigzag or a triangle. And even in this page, if you look at the colors, purple, lighter purple is a pinkish purple. We have the blue, which complements your purple. We have the green for all the leaves and foliage, different shades of it. Add some brown into your green to bring the brown down from the top of the page to the bottom of the page. The hot pink is just a shade of the purple that is brought down here, up into the mountains and into the butterflies. So you have all of that color, top to bottom, side to side, is what you're after. When you are coloring and you get stuck, say you're doing, I'll get out another page here, doing something this busy. And yeah, green, red, brown, yellow. Tiny bit blue because it was going to go to the other side of the page. And there's gold in here, but gold is a color of yellow. So your focal point is the lady, and you want to color her a certain way, and you get stuck on something. Ask your friend. Send them a picture of it if you have somebody that you trust on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook, and say, what color do you think I should do? Say if you did her top and you didn't know what to do her bottom, her skirt. Ask them if they have an opinion. Maybe they can tell you that it would be great in blue or green or pink. But it's always nice to ask somebody's opinion because they can be really helpful. I ask my daughter sometimes when I'm going through one of these pages, like in here. Number one, if I don't know what the heck it is, so I'll ask her, what do you think those are? And what are those? I don't know. She can tell me what she thinks. Between the two of us, we can work it out. So always keep that in mind if you have somebody that you trust and somebody who can help you out. Go ahead and send them a picture and then ask them what they think. And even like this, when I wanted to do this, a Halloween kitty. So the background got done before anything else. That took my color. So the cat I knew was going to be black. Hands down, black Halloween cat. So I was going to bring in black, a dark tone for the background, so that purples had to be brought down into here. So I have my 3 purples, background, this thing, and this thing. There's also blue in here, so we brought down the blue berries. There's going to be green. They're leaves. We put in the green, but we added a little bit of red into each one because we're in fall. So the same with the mushrooms. We added the red in with a little bit of the brown, and then I could add the same color, and this is the same color that's on the tip of these. There's yellow under here, so it changes it, but that's the same color in the scarf. So if you put another color on top, you're blending, but it looks cohesive because it always is there. Another thing is what you can do when you are doing, and I do it a lot, is if you're doing a page, I have one here. I followed a tutorial on this. Not easy for me to do because I have my own way of coloring. But when you're doing a picture, and say you're half done, and you like how your bottle looks, you can always take a picture of it, scan it into your computer, even take a piece of tracing paper over it if you wanted to, and try colors on the extra paper before you put it all in the book. If you wanted to, you can take like a white one, but trace that flower out, color it in blue, and see where you want your blue. You can just hold it down here and say, oh, I want the blue flower down here, and maybe a purple one up there, or a pink one over here. You can always try that. When you're getting close to finishing your picture, say this guy, take a picture of it and look at the picture on your camera. Because your picture or your camera is going to pick up the things that you're not seeing when you are either really close or you're trying to color something. So you can look at it and say, oh, I skipped or missed a piece here, or I forgot to do the fish, or, you know, a detail down here needs to be just a little different. So I always take a picture before I finish my page and look at it to make sure that because I'm bad, and I mean, I'm really bad. I will forget a whole piece on the page, literally. I will probably forget that he had a patch or his hook or, you know, anything. I will forget a piece on a page. It's just me. So I always take a picture of it to make sure that I can try to get everything. And then you will still see some pages that I have posted that don't have something colored in them. Yeah, that's always good. It's also a good idea to carry like the one color throughout the whole page. If you notice here, we have the brown, we have the brown, we have the brown, brown, brown. I mean, I can point brown out all over here. Even down into this shirt, it's got brown. So if you carry one color and make sure it hits every piece, even the shadows in here have got brown in them. So that's why that looks all brown. This one here has got all the blues. I made sure every piece in here has got blue. Her eyebrows are blue. Her eyes are blue. Her shirt's blue. Her hair's blue. The background's blue. He's got blue inside his black feathers. Each one of these has got a little tiny touch of blue in them. And there's also blue coming down in through the tree. So if you grab that one color that you want as a base and bring it through the whole page, it'll also look very coherent when you do that. I have a cheat sheet here if you're wondering. I am reading it. You also want to make sure, well, this is something I do. It's up to you about this. I have a thing of wanting to make my shadows dark. The creases in under here, because that metal is on top, I want that the deepest, darkest color I can get. The corners, I want dark. The creases in clothing, I want dark. The bird's beak, where it connects, I want it dark. So I always make sure that I have a very deep shadow somewhere, like in his feet, behind his first leg, under her ear. If you make sure you get a deep shadow going somewhere in the page, it draws a little dimension to it. I mean, we're coloring in a coloring book. We're not terribly great. I don't mean we're not great, because everybody is great and everybody is wonderful, and it doesn't matter what or how you color, it is beautiful, because we are adding a little life and color to a page that was plain before. Plain page, we put color to it, and poof, you got a pretty picture. So I add a lot of dark, and my dark usually comes in black. So I will put a black base there and then go over it with a darker color. Say this one is purple. So I would put the black in all these nice shadow spots. And see, this isn't colored right there. I told you, I miss things all the time. But I would put the black here, and then I go in with the, I believe this is black grape, and color over that black so it doesn't look like it's black. It'll have a little bit of color to it, but without that black, you don't get that little depth there. Also, I like to leave light areas, and with that comes in the white. So you just go in here with the white and go over it in your lightest color. In this case, I believe it's grayed lavender, and it lightens it. So I have a highlight here and a low light down here. Around his face, it's nice and dark, and then the light up here. So I always want to keep a light and a dark, just so I have a kind of a definition going on. So black and white are my favorite colors. All this is done in really dark colors, and this is all light. So your dark and your light colors. Yes, and then of course, the last piece that I'm supposed to be better at than I am. See the nice glitter? I add glitter on this book. This book is all done in just those 4 colors with black and white brought in for contrast. This is blue, purple, pink, and green. Now, if I don't use that, of course, this one I was allowed to bring in gold colors. But let me find a page, is done in those colors. So we have green, we have the red, the purple, and the blue. Boom. The whole book is done like this. So every page has got those colors on it. Sometimes I'll leave out one color. Say I'll do purple and blue and not put in any green, or I'll put in green and not put any blue or purple. But other than that, it's what we got, this whole book. So you can have fun doing something like that. The last thing is when you are done with your picture and you go, yay, I'm finally finished, because sometimes we do that. I've been working on this page for a blank amount of hours and I'm finally finished. Yay, look at that picture. Let someone look at it. Have them look it over. Maybe you forgot something. Maybe there's an area that if you added just a little bit more darkness to, it might pop a little bit better. They might be able to go, oh, you forgot to color the bunny's eye or something. Always have someone peek at it before you are done with it, just to make sure that you have finished it completely and not missed something. Like I said, and I just pointed out, I miss things all the time. I am fortunate that I have 2 people in the house that I can just walk up and say, okay, what do you think of the picture? And they'll go, oh, it's beautiful. And I say, can you really look at the picture? Is there something here I missed? Did I forget to color something? And I mean, they're nice enough to tell me, yeah, you forgot a flower here, or these aren't as dark. I kind of liked those lights, so I left them, but that was one of the comments. If I forget a whole thing, like I forgot to color in his hook when I thought I was done, it was just still paper. So I had to color that, and I shadowed in his mask. So it doesn't matter if the pages are busy. I have another one in here. As long as you're cohesive. Get your color palette picked out when you are looking at the page, and usually it's the main focus of the page. Octopus here. What color do you want him? You know the water's going to be water. The sky is going to be sky. but he's got to stand out. So if you made him blue, he would blend in with the blue water. Unless you made him a really dark blue and the water a light blue, that would be perfect. Got your blue sky, so there's your blue color. Each house has to be a color. They can be uniform colors with different roof colors. You got some green down here, green up here. You can make those bushes, or you can make those just flowers. Doesn't make any difference. And you've got clouds that can reflect the blue in the sky. You got a sun or a moon, depending if you want night or day. But he's the focus. So find your focus. Find the color you want to use on the focus. Pick some colors out of that. This is a teapot that is done in blues and grays. So it's kind of a blue with a gray in it, with the red and the brown. So we want to bring the red down, brought it to the berries, brought it to the teacup. Made the teacup and the teapot or coffee pot, whichever you want to call that, the same color. So that kind of, yay, we're done with that part. The leaves go all the way around, so we just did them all in the same color. The flowers are a very soft green. I did not put blue in there. I put white centers. So it's very soft. That matches this color that's in the leaves. You've got the red that matches here, and you've got some brown tones in the color of the leaves. Boom. No backgrounds in this book because I think the pages are just really pretty. Stand back and look at your picture. Go away from it for a little bit. Start coloring it. Get up, go get a cup of coffee, tea, water, pop, whatever you drink. Give yourself 15 minutes. Come back and look at it again and see if there's something that you want to add to it or take away. Always gives you a better perspective if you're looking at it from a distance or if you leave it for a bit. You can always find something that might look a little better, like a deeper shadow back here, which I still can put in if I want to. Anyway, so that is how I go about looking at colors and picking out how I'm going to color a page. If you have any hints, tricks, tips, or any way you do it, leave those in the comment below and help everybody out who has questions on that. Heck, you could be helping me out too. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next. And I hope that answered questions. If you still have questions, leave those in the little question boxes down below too, and I will try to get back to them. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care, everyone. Bye now.